News now in detail, and the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, says he will not oversee any breach of the constitutional provisions of Assets Declaration. This comes on the back of matters arising out of the late former Forestry Commission CEO, Kwadwo Wusefriye's purported assets and will.
Whilst all of this is at play, the Speaker has once again called for a relook into the asset declaration regime of members of the House.
I will, together with leadership, initiate discussions with relevant state actors to put in place measures and systems to ensure that all members and staff of Parliament complies with the Declaration of Asset Regulations, tax obligations, and honor on time all outstanding issues of overpayment and underpayment reported on by the Auditor General from 2001 to 2008 and 2009 to 2016. We will ensure that they are all retired and settled.
The majority leader, however, on his part said there's a need for the law on asset declaration to be looked at again regarding amendment.
And, Mr. Speaker, come to think of it, Article 2865 lists the public officers who must submit to the Assets Declaration. Mr. Speaker, curiously, some notable officers are left out. For instance, the Council of State. They are not there. Serious Fraud Office. They are watchmen in the system. The Special Prosecutor. Now, Mr. Speaker, they are watchmen in the system. We should have a system to watch the watchmen. And yet the Constitution does not require them to submit themselves to this.
Komla Kluchem, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
Well, let's stay with Parliament a bit further, shall we? The minority in Parliament has also called for a public inquiry into the declassification of the Achimota Forest. Government has come under heavy criticism for the alleged sale of the green zone, which the lands minister has denied.
The questions filed by members of the House for response from ministers of state in this 42nd meeting of the House remain well over 600, and the House is expected to do some 12 weeks marathon-wise and expected to take about some 69 bills. The minority leader, in reacting to this, has been speaking and wading into the raging debate or the controversy regarding the Achimota Forest.
Mr. Speaker, there's also the news of declassification of Achimota Forest and lands, and public officers and politicians grabbing lands in the name of the Republic. Mr. Speaker, without any hesitation, this must be treated as an urgent matter. The President should open a public inquiry into the declassification of Achimota lands and let the public know who got what, for what, and how much.
Komla Kluchem, TV3 News, Parliament House, Accra.
Well, there's a statement from the Lands Ministry detailing exactly how this whole matter started as far back as 2006, that the Owu family started petitioning government for the release of portions of the Achimota Forest land that had been bought from them. As to questions about whether compensation was paid or not, some £4,000 has been stated in there. But as far back as the 14th of August 2006, according to the statement from the Lands Ministry, the family sent their first petition to the then Kufuor administration, specifically on the 14th of August. While that petition was pending, the 25th of September 2007, another petition was sent. Then in 2008, a decision was taken. That's what you see there, to have 90 acres of the land that they say belongs to them, that relates to them. Now, even with the decision to release the lands was on condition that because Accra was choked right? And for the redevelopment of the Central Business District, they were giving this 90 acres to the Owu family to help in the process of the redevelopment of the Central Business District. That is why in 2008, 90 acres was then extended or released to them. At the time by Esther Obindapa, specifically on November 14th, 2008. Now, fast forward to 2009, then the family petitioned the late John Evans Atta Mills as well, when they indicated that the 90 acres had not been released to them. A committee was established. Then in 2013, Alhaji Yunus Afuseni also had this matter brought before him with John Dramani Mahama. 118 acres was released to the family. And it was because, according to the government at the time, on humanitarian grounds, some other aspects had already been encroached upon. In 2014, it increased to 148.411 acres. That was in 2014, after the family sent another petition. So if you look at it, over the period, every government has been petitioned by the Owu family for the Achimota lands that they say belong to the family to be released to them. In 2020, the 198 acres they were asking for increased to 329 in 2020. Then fast forward to 2022, you have it increasing to 355, almost 356 acres. And now we're talking about 361 acres that government has issued an executive instrument for it to be allocated to the family. Now, these are some of the issues that have been identified by the Lands Ministry in their statement they issued. The reasons for the land size variation, because we realize that it's increased from 90 to 361 as we speak today. One, as a compromise for loss of prime area. That's one of the reasons they allocate to this. Two, portions of land were inadvertently allocated. Three, discrepancies in the estimates of the forest reserve size. So over the period, they say there were discrepancies in the estimates of the forest, the size itself. And finally, the Forestry Commission's site plan not up to scale. So these are the reasons, they say, that explains why there's been a variation from 90 acres in 2008 to 361 now that we're talking about.